With us now from the Capitol, members of the Foreign Relations Committee, Democratic Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia and Republican Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona. Senator Kaine, how do we get Congress to debate one of the most important foreign policy issues before us?
Joe, there is momentum finally picking up. Senator Flake and I introduced a bipartisan resolution in June that's a war authorization to show that bipartisanship is possible. Strong resolve against ISIL, a balanced approach to some of the strategic questions, but importantly bipartisanship, because this shouldn't be about politics. It should be about putting the weight of Congress in support of the troops who are over there battling this mission.
David Ignatius.
I wanted to ask Senator Kaine whether you're worried at all in this very polarized political moment, whether the attempt to find a legal footing, pass a war resolution, may end up producing the kind of political logjam that would be bad for the country, would set back the fight against ISIS. Aren't you worried about that a little bit?
Well, look, I don't think it's going to be easy, but again, I've been working with my colleague, Senator Flake, closely to show that there's a bipartisan path forward to give this war a legal footing and do it in a way that sends a clear message of resolve to allies, adversaries, and our troops. And the good news is, in recent days, now sadly it's been because of tragedies, but in recent days you've seen a letter of 35 House members, bipartisan, to Speaker Ryan saying we need to do this. You've seen Secretary Clinton the other night saying an authorization is now the right thing to do. Senator Graham yesterday, an authorization is the right thing to do. I think the momentum is coming together, and it is bipartisan.
And what do you hear from the White House about this, Senator?
Well, they want our help. When they sent us the draft war authorization in February, they were basically saying, now we not just would welcome your involvement, we would really want your involvement, because as this war has mutated and spread, so many different countries, 16 months in, $5 billion, 10 service members killed, 4 hostages killed, I think they've realized that it's open-ended and that a better legal authorization would be very helpful, and it would send that message of resolve that's important.
Senator Flake, it's Kaine. The issue of Syrian refugees, many of your Republican colleagues, governors, and those running for president have said that the United States should now look twice at allowing Syrian refugees into the country. What's your position on that?
Well, I don't blame the governors and others for being concerned. I don't think the administration has done a particularly good job of explaining what this program is and what it does. But to me, if there are any concerns and if there are any gaps there, that pales in comparison to some of our other programs that we ought to be more concerned about. So it's down the list a bit, in my view. Our regular political asylee programs, student visas, tourist visas, visa waiver programs, these are all things that need to be addressed. But on the refugee program, I think as the administration explains more about the vetting that does go on, then there'll be more comfort out there.
Senator Flake, it's Cokie Roberts. You have been willing to be bipartisan on a whole variety of issues, but can you see, picking it up on what David just asked you, can you see the Senate, your colleagues on your side of the aisle and some Democrats really going along in a way that has a debate that is meaningful, or does it just become a shouting match against the administration?
Well, as time goes on, I think we're more likely to get that real debate, simply because, as Tim said, we've been at this 16 months now, service members killed. Also, more than anything, is this is metastasized. ISIS is not just in Syria and Iraq, they're elsewhere. And so I think that there's a growing realization that we need to have this debate and we have to have a war resolution. And so I am concerned about that, certainly. We don't want to debate, and I think our leadership is concerned that we have a debate and don't get anywhere, and that wouldn't be a good thing. But I think there's an increasing realization that even if we don't need new legal authority, that it would be a message that really needs to be sent to our adversaries, to our allies, and most importantly, to the troops that are fighting on our behalf.
All right, Senators Tim Kaine and Jeff Flake, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We really appreciate it.